There we go. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. I'm Roderick. Welcome to the show. I'm doing new camera stuff. So today's show is going to look a little bit different. And I picked a bad day to do different stuff on the show because we got so much to talk about. It is cloudy here in Philadelphia. As you can see, I don't have much light. I may have to turn on a light. That's how bad this is right now for me. So before we even get the show started, I may change the exposure just to give you guys a heads up. I may change the exposure on the camera back here to brighten me up a little bit and to brighten this top-down shot. I did change the top-down camera, though. Oh, we got good visuals for the top-down. Oh. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, there we go. Okay. So top-down visuals should be better today. I'm telling you. I mean, the camera up top now it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So the visuals will improve for that. How's everybody doing today, though? It's unusually warm in my apartment today for a day that's cold out. Like, I'm sweating. The downstairs neighbors must be cooking down. They cooking down there or something. My setup. So my setup, before we even get started, let's talk about the setup real quick. I may change how this looks right here. I mean, it's kind of distracting seeing my picture up here and my hands down here. But anyway, so the setup is up top. I threw the A6700, the Sony A6700 up top here. I figured the best camera I have should probably be filming the top down because that's what most people care about and look at. Listen, I am sweating. Let me get me a sweat rag. Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, there is a lot to talk about, but there's no need for me to be sweating. How's it going, Dan? Good morning. I haven't seen Dan in the chat for a while. So it's good to see you, my brother. Mr. Media, good morning. Doc, good morning. eInk Unplugged, good morning. Kurt, good morning. Let's get the air horns going. Let's get the air horns going for all the members and the normal crew that be in the chat. Do we have air horns? Let's get the air horns. There you go. Bang, bang, bang. These air horns are low. They're low air horns, but they're meant to be a morning air horn. Like if you woke up to an early morning show like this and then you got a loud air horn going, something's wrong. All right, you guys. Before we get the show started, let me go ahead and change this exposure real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I think that did it. I think we're good to go. I think that fixed the problem. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good to go. All right. I'm visible now. I'm not like a man in the shadows. So we got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to have to do manually switching here because for some reason, you know what, chat? You know, I don't know if it'll pick back up. If I were to close OBS right now, would it pick back up when I reopened it? I want the buttons. I have buttons set up, but they're not working right now for some reason. They're like, we're anti. We don't work today. Oh, they're working. Oh, snap. They work when they want to. They were working for a second, but now they don't. Yeah, now you can see the sweat. Oh, my God. And how bad my hair did. Oh, yeah, but hold on. You know what we're missing? We're missing something. Oh, boy. We're missing something. All right, I can't do this. I can't do the show without the glasses. That's like I can't do the show without glasses. All right, let's get started, you guys. Where's the music at? Let's get the music going. Let's get started. All right, here we go. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rants About Tech Live for what we got, November 10th here? Is it Tuesday, 2024? Today is an exciting day for me. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about today that are really pressing. They're super pressing. The first thing is we're gonna get a lineup. Let's get the rundown going. Oh, what's up, Greg? AKA Gregory. Good to see you in here. DH says, just go to chat real quick. DH says, appreciate the vibes of the stream. Glad to see your progress, development over the many videos. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I work hard at this. I really do. I put a lot of time in. You know what the next thing I'm trying to tackle? Reddit. We're trying to become a Reddit pro. But back to what I was saying. It feels like it should be Friday, for sure. Back to what I was saying, though. We got a few things. We're going to talk about the Note Max. We're going to talk about the Supernote Manta. I got some news. You know what? I feel like I should just say this off the top. And then I'm gonna mic drop and then leave it there for anyone to interpret how they want to. And if you know, you know. Chat. I can't roll back too far because I got the headphones. But if I didn't have the headphones, I would have rolled all the way back there. Chat. Your boy will be wearing an Indiana t-shirt this year. I'll be doing it. Indiana t-shirt this year. I'm doing it. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you're a member of the channel, I know you know. If you're in the chat every day, I know you know. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to say I will be wearing an Indiana t-shirt this year. That's it. That's it. Matter of fact, I will be wearing an Indiana t-shirt in probably a couple of days. I was going to save that to later in the show, but I'm too excited. I'm too excited. Okay, so on to the next thing. Now, before we got off the live yesterday, everyone was like, "Oh, the Note Max." Like we didn't talk about the Note Max yesterday. Dan, you don't know? Wait, Dan, you don't know? Dan, you're like a number one. You a day one, Dan. How you don't know? Dan, come on. All right, I got you. I'll send you an email, Dan. I'll send you an email. I got you. Yeah, nobody spilled the beans in the chat. If you know, just take comfort in knowing. Indiana, yeah. I thought it might have been. Whoa, Max, you don't know? Max. Okay, you know what? Maybe I took. Wait, Greg, you don't know either? Okay, maybe I took for granted that people knew. You know what? Maybe I took for granted that people knew. All right. Wow, Kurt, don't. All right, I'm gonna just say it. I'm not gonna say it. All right, so me and Ed, you guys know Ed from Organize for Change, right? Right. I'm not an Indiana fan either. Oh, Max. Now you know, Max. I thought you said you didn't know, Max. Doc know. Listen, how Doc know? So, all right, for the people who don't know, I have a bet with Ed. And the bet is this. now you guys get it. Okay, so now do we get it, chat? Do I have to say it? Now do we get it, or do I have to say it? Okay. You know what? Since enough people don't know what the bet was about, and I probably should assume more people knew, but let me just, because it was a live stream thing. It was only doing a live stream. And, I got to remember that a lot of people don't watch live streams like that. So let me just put it out. So me and Ed made a bet. The bet was, if the Supernote comes out this year, then I would have to wear an Indiana t-shirt. If it didn't come out this year, then Ed would have to wear a Rants About Tech t-shirt on his channel. That was the bet. So I'll say it again. I will be wearing an Indiana t-shirt in a couple days. Go Hoosiers! Go Hoosiers! All right, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. We had like 18 people in here at one point, chat. We lost everybody because I'm acting a fool. Let's get to the show. All right, so and that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The Note Max. Let's dive right into it. Let's dive right into the Note Max. Are my keys working now? Let's see. Are my shortcuts working? They're not. Of course not. Why would they be working, chat? Why would they be working? All right, let's get here. All right, let's take a journey. Let's go on a journey to the Note Max here. We got the Note Max journey to look forward to. You know what? We are gonna go in on the Supernote Manta a little bit here later in the show. But I do want to cover the Note Max since we kind of left off there yesterday. I didn't talk about it. So let's take a look. So it's out now. I think it's available to buy, right? Can we buy it now? Nope, there's no buy button. Or am I doing this the wrong way? All right, let's try this a different way. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see if it's available to buy right. Do we know this? Do we know if so it's not available to buy right now? These are just the specs. So these are just the specs for the Note Max? Okay. Cool. All right. Let's take a look at them. Am I wrong, chat? Am I wrong? I mean, what we got? Does anybody know if people are getting these things right now? What do we know? While we sort that out, let's take a look. All right, so no buy button. Yeah, so I don't think we can get this right now. Although that reseller is still talking about he's going to deliver in mid-December, so I appreciate that, chat. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so I'm going to say off the top, chat, I love the way this thing looks. This will effectively replace the Go 10.3 for me. That's what it would do. It would put the 10.3 on a shelf where it just looks pretty. Doc says he saw in Hong Kong that, yeah, that's being sold. No reviews out yet that I saw. We'll check YouTube too. We'll check YouTube as well. I think they should be. You see what's going on here, chat. You see what's going on here. You know what though, chat? I take that back. Oh man, I forgot my buttons aren't working. This is ridiculous. This is going to be one of I'm going to love doing this show, but I'm going to hate it because my shortcuts aren't working. Like, what a day for shortcuts not to be working. Jeez. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, though, chat, I really do believe that these devices are going to come next year. Now, I joke when I say, I half joke, right? I may be wearing an Indiana t-shirt, but then I may not. I know one thing. It feels like it will be. It feels like it will be. Things could just still release next year. Folio will be getting what are we talking about here, Dan? The Note Max or the Supernote? Folio is going to be getting by the end of the month. I think he's getting the Supernote, but I'm not sure if anyone's talked about the Note Max yet. Yeah, my shortcuts are. Oh my God, Dan! Kurt. I'm glad you said that. Kurt. Because why do I have to sign in to chat? You know what? Maybe I should push this down a little bit. Oh, I can't. Can I change it? It won't let me. I've been trying to change this chat. No, it won't let me now. I'm doing the show. I'll fix that next chat or next show, you guys. The signed in chat is taking up some real estate that I really need right now. All right, so Dan was talking about the Note Max. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the Note Max here. So chat, I want to. Oh my, I got good news. I want to share it with you guys. I really do, but I'm not sure if I should. It almost feels wrong to do it, which makes it right almost. But let's keep going. So the Note Max here, I love the way it looks. It's probably going to replace the Go 10.3 for me. I do like the way it looks. I hate that their highest end Note product still ships with this nasty piece of like plastic sitting beside it. Greg in the chat says Voya's getting both. Gregory, are we sure about this? I mean, we're all getting them both, right? But when are said products supposed to be gotten? That's the thing. The when is the important part. Yeah, I don't like that they ship with like they need to. You know what Boox or Onyx needs to do? They need to make a premium. They need to make a premium pen. You know what? Yeah, they need to make a premium pen. Just to ship with their top tier product. It ain't got to be too crazy. Just something better than that right there that they have sitting there. And quite frankly, anything would be better than that. All right, so your thoughts seamlessly connected, design. You know what? I'm looking at this chat, and why though? I think we've seen all of this already. That video, do we learn anything new here? Yeah, I don't think we learn anything new through this site. I think this site is just a static version of the video that they put out a month ago. No? Am I wrong about that? Are we learning anything new here? Not at all. Not at all. Nope. No, I don't think we're learning anything new here, chat. I think what we're seeing here is just like I said, a static version of the video that they put out. They just made a site. They just made the site. They built the site. And they made the site public. But you can't buy it. There's no details listed here above and beyond what they talked about in the video. Lag-free workflow, superior responsiveness. I doubt that. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat real quick. Greg says it doesn't come in orange. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We're leaving you. We're leaving you OGs with one product. Okay. You get one product. That's the Note Air. Just be happy you got that. MW, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Doc says, is the keyboard standard on the Max? Let's look and see. This is just a site. Let's hit the site up real quick. My bad, you guys. I should have. Oh, that's what I should have up there. I'm gonna put the site up there instead of my hand. That'll be better, way better. All right, so it's just a site, you guys. There's no more information here than was in the video. Yeah, there's nothing here that we didn't know already. I'm glad I didn't talk about it yesterday. I'm so happy I didn't talk about this yesterday. That would have ruined my this would have been a downer yesterday, you guys. This would have been a downer yesterday. This would have been worth looking at. We were on a high yesterday. This would have just brought us down. This would have just brought us down. Jason Jimenez, Hernandez. Okay. I don't understand why the Max doesn't have a fingerprint reader nor SD card. Good point. Let's think about the SD card, though. I mean, not the SD card, but the fingerprint reader. Listen, I'm telling you guys, all this makes sense. All of this, all of this makes sense when you take into the when you take in. You know what? I'm about to get rid of this. I'm about to get rid of this right here. There we go. All right. So all this makes sense when you take into account that the Note Max was really going to be the Go 13.3. It was really going to be the Go 13.3. I think the only reason it's not the Go 13.3 is because they wanted it to run that version of the firmware that's on the Note Air 4C, and you need BSR for that. For that version. Not for all the features that are there. Just make that distinction for that version. And I think that's why they decided to pull the Go 13.3 name and just named it the Note Max. Which would explain why it doesn't have an SD card reader, which would explain why it doesn't have a fingerprint reader. It would explain a lot of things about it that you would think for the top end product like that it would have those things. But if it's a Go product, then they're really concerned about the weight and battery life. I think those are the two concerns for the Go products: weight, battery life. If I was making a video, you would have saw weight and battery life. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's the Note Max. Am I wrong, chat? I mean, am I missing something? There's nothing really to talk about here, right? I mean, this is everything that we knew. 13.3 inch monochrome eInk tablet, Carter 1300 display, 300 PPI, 2.8 gigahertz octa-core CPU, which I'm going to dig into. I can't wait to see what they did with this. I can't wait to see what they did with this one, chat. Boox Super Fresh technology, no front light. Android 13, 60 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes storage, 3,700 milliamp hour battery, 4.6 millimeter thickness, and approximately 615 grams. That may be new. That little tidbit right there. That might have been new. Did we know that already? I think that's the only bit of information I didn't know about this device was how much it weighed. Let's go to the chat real quick. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Oop, wrong one. CJ says logo on the cover is green this time. Not sure about that. Come on, man. They do stuff like that. They'd rather put the green and the orange rather than just like some black or gray. Like, bro, someone's in a meeting like, oh, I know what we should do. We should just, instead of black, we should throw a hint, a smidge, just a sprinkle of magenta. Just a pinch of magenta. Just so it's not totally black. Like, what? Just make a black shell, man. Just make a black shell. Make a black case for that matter. That's my problem with the cases that they make. They're these funky colors that don't make any sense. I mean, I don't like Remarkable's cases either, but at least they're not like funky colors. They may look a little too professional for me. They take the professional level up a notch, but they're not wonky. The colors that Boox chooses for this stuff is just wonky. They're like old colors. I don't know. It's just like colors that they used back in like the 20s. Like, what are we doing? Someone's bathroom color in the 20s was that green that's on the cover. That's what that's about. Go into the chat here. Dan says the Boox Max just a larger version of the Go 10.3. Agreed. Yeah, but they, like I said, they couldn't call it that because of the BSR. That's the differentiating factor here. Greg, aka Gregory, says it's expensive for not having those things. All right, let's look at it. $649 versus $799 for all of those things because you get the fingerprint reader on the Tab X. Am I wrong? Do you get the fingerprint reader? I may be wrong, but I think you get the fingerprint reader on the Tab X. Comes with a better pen, it looks like, too. The Tab X does. I mean, that's undoubtedly a piece of crap, too, but at least it's better than what they're shipping with the Note Max. The Tab X fingerprint reader, right, chat? I don't know. I don't own a Tab X, so I don't know if it has a fingerprint reader or not. But I would assume it does. That would be the assumption. Anybody in the chat know? What do we know? Tab X fingerprint reader? I think it does. So to Greg's point, it's expensive for not having those things. It doesn't have. I think you wouldn't put those things on there because that would be cutting into the Tab X territory. If you did that, so I think they have good reason for not doing it. And to be fair, for the price difference, what are we looking at? $100, $150. We're looking at 150. Whoa. No, we're only looking at yeah. Okay, so $150 difference for those things. Okay. Oh, I thought that was an M. I just had to look at it. It's Jason Hernandez. My bad. It looked like an M at first. My eyes are bad. I know I wear glasses. That means nothing. I don't understand why the Max doesn't have a fingerprint reader nor SD card. Okay, we got to that one. Logo on the cover is green this time. Not sure about that. True. About the fingerprint reader for Jason, I think they're just trying to keep costs down. It's about keeping the cost down on this device. Kurt says, but I read that is where there is some confusion. It has a Note moniker, but it's really a Go product. True. So to Jason's point, if it was a Note, it would have a fingerprint reader and SD card slot. Very good point. It's like, no, that's a good point, Kurt. I hadn't considered that. That's a very good point. It's like a mashup, right? But that would have made it a Note product if it did have those things, though. That's a very good point. I didn't think about. Well, you know what though? But that's even makes it even more weird, right? You got the product. Let's take a look here. So that makes it even a little more weird. You got the product here. It's the Note product, but it doesn't have a fingerprint reader. It doesn't have an SD card reader, which are two staples of the Note line. Which makes it even more like a Go, right? That's a good point, Kurt. That's a very good point. So yeah, this thing was most and certainly a Go product at one point. But the inclusion of BSR changed that. Most certainly. What we got here? Doc says, I have the link to A5X2 Manta from the Wayback link if you want me posted. I have the link too, but if for some reason, I don't know what the Wayback link is, but for some reason, other people's experience with it is not what mine is. I can still go to the site. We'll take a look at that again too here. But other people can't go to it. But yeah, definitely throw it in the chat. Doc, if anyone wants to take a look at the Manta site, I think Doc has a link that might work. I know the link that I had yesterday is not working for everybody. It's still working for me, just because it's cached, I think, but it's not working for anybody else. All right, Jason says exactly. It's too expensive for not having those features of the Note series. Yeah. The name Note is confusing, says Kurt. It actually is. Doc says it works. Okay, so yeah, throw the link in there, Doc. If it works, definitely throw it in there so people can take a look at it. I think it's a beautiful machine. I think it's a beautiful site. Let's start there. I definitely think it's a beautiful site. MW said, did you notice that they taken down sign story page? Did you notice on the taken down design story page, the timeline said Manta 2024? Oh. Also, Hex2Sax said yesterday he would update the infamous Reddit hardware info post this weekend. So, oh, I'm so tempted. Oh, chat. I'm so tempted. I can't. All right. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. We got. Wait, those were the full specs, though, right? We didn't miss anything, right, chat? I think we're all in agreement that these are just the stats that were put in the presentation we saw a month ago. They're just put in web page form, right? We're good to go on this. I don't want to leave out any Note Max conversation because I know people wanted to talk about this yesterday, and we kind of ran out of time. Oh, Kurt. Do we have anything though? We're good on the Note Max though. I think we're good here. There's nothing new here, you guys. There's nothing new here. I think we should just go ahead and move on from this. And I'm glad we didn't touch on this yesterday. But something I did want to touch on. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to the Manta site here. Do we have it still? We do. All right. Let's hit this Manta site up real quick. So I saw something I want to correct yesterday. A couple people corrected me yesterday on this. Who was it? Anoop. Anoop, if you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you. Thank you for setting me straight on this and giving me the rundown. So essentially this right here, you guys. So yesterday we were talking about this, and first of all, like I've worked in labs before. I don't know how I did. Anyway, I'm like micrometer. I've never said micrometer a day in my life. It's micrometer. Well, that's the actual. I'm sorry. Yes, it is micrometer because the device that measures that is called a micrometer. Never mind. I'm sorry. We'll move on. But this right here. So this distance from nib to ink. This distance from nib to ink. It reduces. So I took that as the actual distance from the nib to the ink is 0.12 micrometers. It's not. That difference is 0.12 micrometers from the previous device. Just so we're clear on that. I had a misunderstanding yesterday. And like I said, that would have been incredibly thin. I feel better now knowing that that's the difference, not the actual distance, but the difference of the two distances. So just wanted to throw that out there so everyone would know. That was super surprising to me. That was flooring a little bit. What else we got here? Supernote sidebar. This also came by way of Anoop. So we're gonna these are all corrections I'm making to the yesterday's show, you guys. So let's keep the corrections going here. You know what I should do? I should have a correction section. There we go. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a corrections section for the show where I just go over all the mistakes that I made from the previous show. I undoubtedly make tons, and people don't mind correcting me, which I love because I learn, and then we can all learn. So that's the hope here. All right. So yesterday I did a chat. Come on now, give it up, chat. How much better does that top-down camera look? Be real. Be real. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw yesterday's show, but this looks infinitely better. We're going to get busy with this camera. We're going to get busy with this camera. All right, but let's get down here a little bit. Ooh. Don't look at that. I told you guys I was sweating. It's hot as crap in here. I don't know why. It's the wintertime. My downstairs neighbors got the heat cranking. Like legitly cranking. So anyway, yesterday I tried to circle Dan's name here. How's it going, Dan? So, but the problem was that I was doing this. So let's just give an example of the Supernote gesture here. That's what I'm talking about. The Supernote gestures. So you can hold two fingers on the Supernote like this, and you can circle something and erase it like that. Right? That's just a quick way to erase something. And I'm just swiping up here on the sidebar to bring that back. That's the undo gesture, which works rather well. And the redo. Swiping down is the redo. They both work really well. Yesterday, two things. I mean, you know what? I love being in the chat with you guys because I learned so much. And especially when you guys decide to impart your wisdom on me, it's just a good time. So this was something I learned from Anoop last night that I'm sharing with you guys. And maybe you guys didn't know this too, but I feel like I need to put all of these little things in a video and just make a nice little Supernote like secrets video, because we've unearthed a few of them here in the lives in the morning. So so basically two finger on the Supernote and circling will delete that, right? But you notice that the pen is to the right of my fingers. So that is a stipulation of the Supernote platform. If you're going to use this gesture, your pen needs to be to the right of your fingers that you're using to hold down on the device. So if you do that, everything works like it should. Now, yesterday, what I was doing that made it difficult, and I didn't know this was a thing, this may change how I feel about the Supernote gestures. I may have to retire the gesture hammer. You know what? Since we're talking about the gesture hammer, let's just show the gesture hammer some love right now. Just show the gesture hammer some love, because we might not have it very much longer. Oh, boy. It's good times. Those are good times with the gesture hammer right there. But anyway, so this is the thing. I was trying to go, like, hold my fingers here and go back across to this way. Oh, boy. Why did that just work? Supernote, why do you do this Ratta, why do you do this to me? On my live, no doubt. I was giving a demonstration. I was pretty confident in what I was saying there, and you just proved me wrong. They don't like me very much. I can tell. Anyway, let's bring that back. Let's try that one more time. I'm gonna go the extreme, okay, chat? We're gonna go all the way over here. Then we're gonna go back. And it still works. Oh my goodness. Okay, Anoop. Anoop, what's going on? I thought we had something. What is, like, why is that? Like, come on, chat. Who was here? Like, who was here yesterday? Do you guys remember seeing this yesterday? Let me know in the chat if you guys saw this yesterday. And saw how miserably it failed every time I tried to do it. It's working flawlessly right now. You're like, what? You know what? We're gonna skip that. Anoop, get with me. We'll talk about this. I'm sure you'll contact me, or I'll hit you up tonight through the emails, and we'll figure this out. That was just. All right, we ain't done. All right, we're not done anyway. We're not done. We got more to do. Like, what? Dan is just. I gotta pick something else other than Dan's name. Let's try this one more time. All right, so I'm gonna do this. We'll circle one note. Okay, that works like it should. Bring it back. Now let's go over here and try to circle one note. Oh, it still works. Oh no, I was about to say, I thought I did an update, but I didn't. I didn't do an update. MW says, yes, the device wants to mess with me. It does. Okay, let's go to the chat real quick, because I've been neglecting the chat. Let's hit the chat real quick. and then we'll get back to the Supernote demonstrations because I have a few things to show for the Supernote demonstrations here. Things that, like I said, I don't think that everyone knows because I did not know certainly. But let's go ahead and see what we got in the chat. MW says, did you notice that on the taken down design story page, the timeline? Okay, I think I already got to that. Doc says, won't let me post the link. Oh, dang. Okay. Well, Doc, what we can do, send it to me through email, Doc. Send it through email, and I'll see if I can post. CJ says, 2VS buy. Okay, you gotta get with me on that, CJ. MW says, what are we thinking about the half folio? Found it strange that they don't go into any details on the page as if they try to avoid it. Seems to be the finicky aspect still. Also, will it be included? No, I can guarantee it will not be included, MW. I can guarantee it won't be included. And then, okay, we got a bunch of laughing. We got laughing going on in the chat here. Kurt says, "Yep, it was real yesterday." Yeah, it was real, Kurt, yesterday. We're gonna get to your thing there. We're gonna go back to the site, MW. Dan says, "I'm haunting you from afar." Definitely. NW, yep, device wants to mess with you. I don't know why this is happening. So let's go back. Let's go back to the site, you guys, real quick, before we head back to the Supernote, so we can get MW's question out of the way here. All right. So, as far as the folio goes, they don't mention the folio on the site. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw the video. I'm assuming people saw the video that they released not too long ago about the folio. The problem with me and this folio, let me see if we can get we can't even get a picture of it. Yeah, we can't even get a picture of this folio. They don't even have a picture of the folio on here, chat. That's a good pickup, MW. I didn't notice that, bro. Or broette. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Do we have a good picture of the okay, there we go. I mean, we got a picture of the front of the folio here. The problem with me with this folio was that it seemed a bit finicky, right? The prongs. Let me just show you guys something real quick. What do we have here? Let me grab let me grab this thing for you. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the problem that I have with the folio here. So my problem with the folio. He says he thinks I had the eraser selected instead of the pen. We'll check that, Max. He's referring to my mishap with the Supernote the other day. All right, so let's get the top down here. So my problem with the Supernote half folio was this, and I'll show you guys this real quick. My problem with it was that let me push this back a bit here. My problem is this mechanism right here. Well, we'll do this. There we go. So, because this is the Penstar eNote. Really nice little device here. Their first go at this, but it's a very good first attempt they made here with this tablet and did a lot right with this. Brightest eInk screen, without a doubt, not even a question. If that's something you're interested in. Now, this is the part that gets me on the half folio. See these two prongs here? I mean, can we see these? So those little prongs there are how this particular folio connects to the tablet. So the prongs go inside these little holes here, and they stay magnetized with what's inside there, and you just kind of, whoops. Can we get that? Yeah, there we go. And you just stick it in there, and it's strong enough to just hold it, right? You can just, it's strong enough to hold the device, so it's secure. The problem with the Supernotes is that they have, instead of these instead of like little posts like this. And I have another device that's also the same way. So there's two devices I have that work very well that use the same mechanism. I think that Ratta should have used this mechanism instead of this one that they used. The problem with their mechanism is that they have some hooks instead of little magnetic posts like this. And I'll show you another example of this. They have hooks that go inside, and it's a mechanism. So you put the hook inside, right? You push the hooks inside of the device like this. But because they're not magnetic, they don't just stay in place, right? So now the hooks are in there. Now there's a lever right here that you have to click that moves the hooks onto a post that make it so it doesn't come off, right? That's their solution to the Folio connection issue. I'm going to show you one more device like that does it correctly as well. This device right here, this is a Microsoft Surface PC. So it's essentially a Microsoft PC tablet. But this is a half folio too. Metal back. They have this right here. Let's go back a little bit more, you guys. Sorry about that. Oh, can I go back? There we go. Okay. So this is their solution to that. So they have theirs here, and they have these posts as well. They have these little magnetic posts. I'm not sure. There we go. That's a good shot of that. So they have the magnetic posts here, and these magnetic posts do the same thing that the eNote does. They kind of just go in. But unlike the eNote, this particular half folio has magnets that go all the way across, right? The posts are magnetized too, but this little lever or this little bump here is also magnetized. And that has the added benefit of aligning the magnets. So this is even a better solution because you don't have to, remember, I just showed you guys how I tried to put the cover on the eNote, and I had to like take a little time to align those posts to get those in correctly. Well, you don't have to do that with this because these magnets right here essentially align these magnets to where they need to be. And I can just, and it's a done deal. On, secured, safe. I don't worry about the product. It's a really good solution, okay? So there are ways to do a folio smartly that don't require moving parts. The problem, like I said, with the Supernotes is that latch mechanism is just another point of failure. You know what I mean? It's to have to hit that. It's just another point of failure. Now, we don't know why they chose to do that. It could be that the device is so thin that magnets anywhere near that area would have caused some distortion on the screen. That's also a thing. With this device, you can see here they have the border here, so they have some room here to input magnets behind this that won't affect the screen. The screen is far enough away, right? That they can do something like this with the posts, and not worry about it affecting the screen. Now the Supernote is different. Let's take a look at it again. So the Supernote is different in that. Bring this up here. The Supernote is different in that it let's go up here so we can take a look at it. So we can see the device here, and this side on the left side there, where the arrow's tail is at, that side is where the folio connects. And as you can see, the screen is right, and you got a little bit of a bezel right there, but nothing like what you have. Let's show the eNote one more time. Nothing like you have on the Pen Star though. Let's take a look. So on the eNote, you have the bezel, and then you have the button bar, right? So you got lots of buffer room between the folio prongs and the actual display. So that you don't have that luxury on the Supernote here. So that may have affected their decision with what kind of mechanism they used for putting the half folio on. Let's go to the chat real quick and see what you guys are saying about this. All right, so we got Doc says he emailed the link. All right, appreciate that. I'll throw it in the chat here in a second. NW says what I meant is they don't show attaching, removing it anymore. But I think that's, I guess what I was trying to explain in a roundabout way is that I think the reason why they don't show it is because maybe they are changing that latching mechanism. Maybe they got enough backlash from reviewers or people on Reddit or whatever that they were like, okay, let's try to find a more eloquent solution to this. We don't know. Back to the chat here. Max says, I think the problem you had is that you had the eraser selected. Okay, we got to that one. MW says, I think that bothers me is the fact you have to use, or what bothers me is the fact that you have to use this unelegant lever. There you go. There you go, MW. That's the crux of the problem for me with this thing. It's a cumbersome, fumbly, fidgety system they're choosing to go with, and it's just unintuitive, and it's unlike Ratta, right? But then when I saw, I'm gonna say something right now, you guys, that it's probably not going to be a popular opinion. I'm sure it's not going to be a popular opinion. I think that this is a bad idea. We're gonna see, right? But I think this is a bad idea. That little loop. Let's just go to it. That loop right there. We seeing this thing? This loop is a bad idea, I think. I mean, and the only reason I say that is because of another thing. It's just another fidgety thing. It's a great idea to have something that can detach and attach easily, right? That's expandable, that can accommodate any size pen. It's a fabulous idea. I like where their head is at. I just don't like the implementation. I think there are way more elegant ways to handle this. Like just as an example, chat. Think about what that loop would be like if the back of the device had a very slight indentation for a magnet. Then you have a very thin magnet covered by some fabric on the loop. And the loop can just have the metal magnet kind of like snuggle and nestle itself into like a little cutout space for it. Kind of like you know what? Hold on. Why am I talking about this? I can just show you. They've done this already. Chat. And I'm going to show you I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about because they've done it already. And they could have just done it with this. They could have. All right, here we go. We making breakthroughs today, chat. Look at that. You know what? Let's bring this down a little bit. Oh, let's bring this down just a little bit. Oh, we're trying to go down. Okay, there we go. All right. So here we go, chat. See that? A little cutout space right here with a magnet just sitting there. Now just imagine this is the A5X2. The side that you would put the loop on. Imagine that the loop had a magnet just snuggled itself right into this little space and connected right there. Kind of like this magnet on the case does. You know what I'm saying? And it fits so good it holds the device no problem. Like it holds the device. I know it'll hold a pen. You know what I'm saying? That's the elegance I was looking for here. That's the elegance I was looking for. It's simple. You don't need a screwdriver. You don't need screw. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. If you expected me to carry around an Allen wrench, you've misjudged me. You've misjudged me. some snuggle nets. I mean, that's what you would want in that situation, chat. Am I wrong? Am I off base here? Am I off base for thinking that's a bad idea to implement it that way? Good idea. The right way to do it. Just bad implementation, I think. The good thing is, though, we as users will be able to fix that, I think. And I'm definitely going to DIY me something. I'm not messing with those screws. What? What are we doing? All right, so yeah, that was that. So you see how this happens? I wasn't supposed to go in on that for like 15 minutes. It happened though. We just did it. Let's go to chat real quick. Mr. Mike says it's better. I don't like the mechanical attachment. Yeah, I don't like the mechanical attachment. I don't like the mechanical attachment of the loop. I don't like the mechanical attachment of the Folio kit. It's just unnecessary complexity and points of failure, right? The holes could get stripped. I don't know. It just doesn't. People aren't good with screwdrivers. Come on. That's why everybody doesn't do their own home improvements. Exactly. Should be a magnet. It should be. I agree on the loop. It's just as inelegant, as for sure, without a doubt. Doc says it's a homage to a proper notebook. The screws? Greg says, aka Gregory, snuggle. Thomas says, as long as it works, it works. Just don't know how long it will last. See, but that's the thing. It's just another point of failure. If it were a magnet, we would not be talking about how long it lasts. Magnetism? That's forever. What are we talking about? Well, at least the magnetic poles flip-flop and funky things could happen. Mr. Mike says, you are on base. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I saw it and everyone was like, oh, that's people are going to go crazy with this. And Etsy, yeah, but come on. In the long run, that's just a bad idea. Stripped holes from overuse, Mr. Mike. That's where we're going with this. That's where we're going with this. People swapping the things. And if it were a magnet, we wouldn't be talking about this. You could buy 1 billion of them, switch them 1 billion times a day for 1 billion days straight, and it would still work. You do that with some screws? With people who don't typically use a screwdriver? Come on. Chill out. Chill out. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, we're going back to the Supernote. Let's go back to the Supernote because there were a couple of things I wanted to show you guys. And there was a young lady who bought a pen from me recently that is going out today that I wanted to show her some things on the Supernote that she can do with the pen. And I didn't get to that yesterday because of all the A5X2 news. But yeah. How's it going, Matt? Thanks for joining us. In the chat, Matt says, although it may be a point of failure for both the Folio and the loop, from an engineering perspective, they're both very easily replaceable at a low cost. You might have to explain that to me, Matt, because I think if you strip the holes in your device, I don't know how replaceable that is. I mean, at the very least, you would need to get the holes rethreaded. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about plastic here, not metal. So I don't know. Matt says the more magnets they add, it not only increases weight, but it will also increase cost. I agree with that. Considering Ratta probably does not have the budget Apple does, this would probably be their best compromise. I would agree with that if the A6X2 didn't have magnets like legit everywhere. they clearly are not afraid to throw magnets on these devices. Like, look at this thing. You got a magnet up here. You got a magnet right here. And on top of that, this portion, is it this portion? This portion of the case is also magnetized in a way. There's a slight magnet in one side over here. So there's magnets all over the case here and on the device. So they're clearly not afraid to put magnets on devices. There may be something extenuating going on with the A5X2 that they didn't have to worry about on the A6X2. That may be a thing. So maybe. Tomas says, interesting question. What would you attach to the device instead of pin loop, pin quiver, or some more creative stuff? To be honest with you, I could not imagine anything better than what they did with that expandable loop. That's like the perfect thing, because it doesn't matter what size pin you put in there, it's expandable. As long as they go with a high quality fabric, right? I think the only miss in this whole loop thing is the magnet. That was the miss here. Either magnet or Velcro is just tacky, so I would not advise that in a premium product. Anyway, but yeah, I can't think of anything better than what they did here, Tomas. It's just a very not so good implementation of a very good idea, in my opinion. All right. So what else we got here? Oh, the Supernote. So let's go ahead and show you those things on the Supernote that I wanted to show. We'll try that one thing here again too. All right, so as far as the Supernote goes, I was correcting some things from yesterday, and in that whole Dan situation. We got a different page here. Let's try another one. Let's try it again here. So to the right, we're doing it. It works. We'll put it over here. Oh boy, let's undo that. Okay, let's do this here. Okay, so there we go. Wow. Okay, so it's working now, or it's not working now. It's hard to say which is happening at this point. It's not working. It's working. It's kind of all the same now. If you put your pen or hand to the right anywhere on the pad, and you put the pen to the left of the pad, then it won't work, right? So we see that I'm just writing normally. But if I'm circling to the right of where my fingers are, then it will erase. So let me just put my hand in the middle here. I'm gonna just draw some circles here. Put my hand in the middle and see if that affects how it acts going across here. Okay, I think once you get started, it doesn't matter where you end up. Once you start that process and your hand is down, you can just continue erasing anywhere. So let's start over here. Let's do some tests. One more. We'll go all the way to the right. And we'll start over here. Yep, see. Oh, okay. You guys saw that, right? So that test confirms that to the right of your finger, it will erase. To the left of your fingers, it won't erase. So the best thing to do is hold at the left edge of the page, if you can. And then it will work every time. Okay. I like that. All right, chat. So we got that. We got it to work. You know what? I knew I could do it. I had faith in myself. I really did. I had faith in myself. I believed in the process. I trusted Coach. I knew he would lead us to victory, and we came away with the win. So, roll Tide. Or I'm sorry, roll Tide. All right. So we got that down, but there's more. Don't go anywhere. The two people who just left, you're missing something. You guys you're gonna miss a great explanation just right now. I'm about to go over it. So But yeah, this thing right here is something I didn't know that was brought to me also by Anoop. Anoop, you've saved me in the pinch here. You came through. Um, if I mean yesterday we saw that you could hold this, you could swipe the like, the sidebar and undo and redo. All right, let's just do this. Let's do an undo and then we'll redo. But you can hold down on this bar for a second and then slide your hand up. Oh boy. And get the page thing. Who knew that? Chat. Who knew? Let's try it again. Hold down. Oh, you gotta lift your finger. Okay, let's try it one more time. So you gotta lift your finger. So you gotta hold down, slide, and then lift your finger. Wow. Okay. I'm digging that. I really am. I like that. So it senses how long you hold the sidebar as well. I wonder if they can make this side do that. Nope. This could be a function. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Supernote. You gotta come all in. You gotta go all in. You gotta give us that hold functionality on both sides here. Maybe the Manta has it. Maybe. All right. So I love that. So those are the two things. Oh, one more thing. The pen, the Lamy. Oh, ceramic nib Lamy on sale. RantsaboutTech.com. Let me throw it in the chat right now. Good way to support the channel, by the way. We have memberships as well to the channel. Good way to support the channel. I should have said this when I had like a max number of people in here. Oh, I'm not very good at my job. Like Casey says. I'm not very good at my job. I'm getting better though. Indiana is for the win. Kurt says Indiana for the win, air horn. Oh, snap. Okay. I can't deny the air horns when they call for it. All right, so but what we have here is one more thing that I want to show. So ceramic nib Lamy. Let me throw it in the chat right here. RantsaboutTech.com. RantsaboutTech.com. Buy a t-shirt. Buy ceramic nib Lamy. They're awesome. Anyway, one of the features of this ceramic of this actual Lamy, I mean mine is special because it's a ceramic nib, but that's a whole different story. But this pen in and of itself has two functions too. So this is something I wanted to show a young lady who just bought one of these pens actually, and I told her that I'd show her how to do this on another live yesterday. Forgot because so much information was getting put out. But today here we go. So this is unique because it has a button. And that's one of the things I like about this particular device. It has this button. So this button can delete things. So you can hold it down and it becomes a lasso erase, right? What's also cool about this is that if you double tap, you have to be within the electromagnetic field of the device for this to work. So your pen has to be relatively close to the device, like if you're writing. If you double tap the button, like double tap, it becomes just an erase, not a lasso erase. So if you hold it, it's a lasso erase. If you double tap it, it's just an erase. Like right now, it's just in erase mode, not lasso erase. And if I hold it down, it's back to lasso erase. But double tap, now it's just erase. I love that. I really do love that, and it just adds some functionality to something that I already love, and now I just love it even more. Like it's just that much more magical for me. But anyway, those are the Supernote things I wanted to go over there, because they were brought to my attention, and I wanted to go over them yesterday and forgot. And I wanted to correct myself on the gestures just to show everybody how the gestures on the Supernote platform works. All right. All right, so now let's go on to the next topic we got on the list here. What do we got? The update for the Supernote. Oh, not Supernote, the Remarkable. Oh no, two finger gesture. My bad. Oh, so the two finger gesture was brought to me by Frederick Rudeshine. So thanks, Frederick, if you're watching the replay here. I appreciate you giving me that information. Anoop was the person who passed on the hold to drag for the sidebars on the Supernote and the actual swipe function. So I appreciate both of you guys, Anoop and Frederick, for bringing that up and throwing it in the comments for me. So I thank you for that, and I was able to get that out to everybody else too. Let's hit up some chat real quick before we go on to the rest of the list. We got so Doc says, so does the Supernote use the button on a pen? The Supernote does use the button. If your pen has a button, you can like you can pick some functionality on the Supernote that you can do with it. There's some options in the settings on the Supernote. There's only two, but you can use a button on the Supernote, and that's with any pen with a button, I believe, not just a Lamy. But I just am so enamored with the Lamy. I love that thing. Mr. Media says, is there a Boox tablet that is the size of the Nomad? Yes, it's called the Tab Mini C. I actually have one. Let me show it to you. It's got an awesome screensaver on it right now too. One second. All right, so you know what? I'm not even gonna put these headphones in unless we're gonna watch something, because I've had them in the whole time and I haven't needed them. So we're gonna leave those off. Makes it a lot easier to move around. Anyway, let's show you this Tab Mini C here, Mr. Mike. Oh no, this is 2530. My bad, 2530. I thought this was Mr. Mike there. 2530. This is what I was wanting to show you here, the Tab Mini C. So this is the size of the Nomad here. Let's bring the Nomad out. So they both have 7.8 inch screens, these two devices. And I love both of these devices. I love both of them. They're pretty nice. But this device, the Tab Mini C, has the Tab OS on it, which I think is the best operating system Onyx produces for any of their devices, including the Note Air 4C. The operating system, the Tab OS is the bomb. It's the most stable. It has the most functionality. Yeah, it's the bomb. And the colors on this are really good. They pop even more than a Note Air 4C does, because you know there's no writing surface on here. There is a layer on this device, but there isn't a writing surface on it like you get on the Note series of devices, or that you get on the Supernote or anything like that. There is a layer on here over the screen, but it's just for glare protection. It's not like a writing surface or anything. But there is a layer over it. Yeah, Anoop, I appreciate you joining. We just got done talking about you. But yeah, 2530. This is the device. If you're looking for a smaller Boox device, this is a really good one right here. You won't find a small Boox device with a writing surface, so they're just leaving that market open for anybody to take. But this would be it if you're looking for a small size Boox device. That's not this is actually a note taker. It's not an e-reader. So they have lots of e-readers that are their size too. So you just kind of know what you want to get into when you get into it, whether you want a note taker like this or an e-reader. And like I said, this is a note taker, so you can write on it. And I use a ceramic nib on this, even though it doesn't have a writing surface on it. I use a ceramic nib on this, and it works fine. I've never scratched it. I just don't like this. It's a little more slick than what the Note series devices are, and that's my aversion to it. But I still write on this with the ceramic nib, so it's good to go for writing. Especially if you like felt. If you use felt, you won't have a problem writing on this surface at all. All right, had to put that back on the whiteboard. All right, so yeah, that's the I think we were talking about smaller Boox devices here, but I was also going to my list here. What else we got? The Remarkable. Did we see the update for that? There was an update for the Remarkable platform. Since we got the Remarkable out, we might as well just take a look at it real quick. Take a quick look at the Remarkable update. Someone earlier in the chat was talking about how good it is. I don't remember who that was. Let's go to the chat real quick because I didn't see The Rock come in. What's going on, The Rock? Thanks for joining. The Rock says, "Oh, he's talking to Max. Never mind." Oh, Dan says he's out. All right, my bad, Dan. I didn't see that you were out, but peace. Take care. If you see it on the replay, thanks for joining us. Matt in the chat says, "Have I been able to get my hands on the new Boox Max?" If you mean the Note Max, that's not out yet, brother. They talked about, they just got a site out. Basically, they took all the information that they had in their product release video, and they just built a site from it. So there's no new information, or you can't buy it. There's no pre-orders or anything that I know of. If that changes, chat, let me know. What else we got here? I'm just going through the chat right now, you guys, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Kurt says, and an 8-bit orange. Yes, listen. The Pixel. I'm tossing a name around for a the name. I don't know what I'm gonna name this thing, but I'm gonna name something Pixelated Orange. That's a cool name, right? Pixelated Orange. I'm gonna make something and name it that. That's just awesome. Anoop says, for the 2-finger eraser gesture, Ratta has an image which shows the 2 fingers shouldn't be in a certain angle below the selection. You might want to find it later. You know what? All right, Anoop. Now they're getting ridiculous. When they need you to have your fingers in a certain position, at a certain angle, at a certain degrees, when the moon is in the right position and the sun is slightly behind the mountain, then you'll see that you can do the gesture. What? Like, I don't want to have to go on an adventure to do this. You know what I'm saying? It should be just be intuitive. Like, it shouldn't take me. There shouldn't be a learning curve to a gesture. You know what I'm saying? But I think by virtue of name alone, it should just be easy. I think they're going too far now. Oh, it's just bro, you're not holding your fingers right. You gotta twist them and then use the pinky, that finger, and then that finger. Then the gesture will work. Like, what? Like, bro, you're doing it all wrong. Let's go to the chat real quick again. But to be honest, I've seen inconsistency like that many times in used to, says a noob. Yeah, it's just inconsistent. On-screen gestures won't work when your fingers are in the palm rejection area. What about if the sun is at high noon? Will it work then? High noon? I amuse myself. I'm sorry, chat. Anoop says, that's what it might be called. You keep skipping my very important comment. Mr. Mike, what are you talking about? On-screen gestures? Where? Let me go see what Mr. Mike is talking about. Oh, he says on-screen gestures won't work when your fingers are in palm rejection area. All right, what does that mean though? Like, we'll get that in a second. We'll get there in a second. Okay. Matt says, "Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were able to get your hands on a review device." Oh no, no. They wouldn't even let me talk about that if I did. Onyx doesn't. You know what? Every company rocks with me. Everybody rocks with me. Like I haven't come across a company that doesn't like. Oh, we like what you do. You talk crap about us, but yeah, we like it. It's cool. It's an all fun. It's a good fun. We like it. You keep doing what you do, brother. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Except for Onyx. Listen, you can't say nothing about them. Listen, I make fun of Supernote all the time. Let's get this out the way. Let's get this out the way. You guys ready for a rant? Because I'm about to go. For all the backlash Supernote gets on Reddit for stuff, I don't know a person. Well, there's clearly people who talk more trash about Ratta than I do. But I talk big trash about Ratta all the time. They take it in stride. They don't take it personally. There's like, this guy's making content, and it helps that I'm right. You know what I'm saying? That helps. That I'm speaking the truth helps. You know what I'm saying? It's not just coming out of nowhere. They rock with me like wholeheartedly. Like they don't send me stuff with an expectation. Oh, we need you to put this in the title and do this. And they just rock with me. I love that. I don't talk good about them all the time. When they need to be talked bad about, I do. But I rock with Ratta. I do. Hardcore. I like how they do things. So, but if I'm going to get some, like, companies Remarkable, they rock with me. I talk big trash about Remarkable. Like, if you guys know me and have been around the channel, I talk big trash about everybody. I'm not selective. Everybody can get it. Anybody. So, I mean, I'm just about products being good, right? And getting better and putting information out there for people to know what's available, right? That's my thing. Like, I'm not here to talk good about these companies. I mean, I work with some of them. I don't care. I don't care. It's business. It ain't personal. Like, so when I talk about these companies, the only company that matters, the only company that takes like as a problem with how I do what I do is Onyx. So I'll never get an Onyx device early. Don't ever count on that. I gotta buy all my devices from Onyx. They do not rock with me at all, and I'm cool with that. But yeah, so I guess I'm saying that to say, no one has gotten more hate than Ratta recently, and I haven't skipped out on that. But they still rock with me because they just know that, okay, this guy's not going to say something that's not true. I might poke fun because it's fun, but I'm not going to say something that's not true about a company or a product. And if they do good, I'm going to praise that. If they do bad, I'm going to talk crap about it. The only company who has a problem with that is Onyx. They're the only ones. So they don't rock with me. I'll never get an Onyx product early. Moving on. Anoop says at Matt, okay, cool. Anoop says, Roger, if you've gotten the Nomad on you, could you showcase the hold to scroll feature gesture on PDFs? Yes, I would do that. And I do have it right here. Matt says at Anoop, okay, you guys are talking. All right, good to go. All right, so I'm done on that rant. I just wanted people to know, like, I don't think I've ever mentioned that before. So I just wanted that to be out there. Ratta will be, you know what? Ratta takes things in stride. That's one thing I will say about that company. They take things in stride. They don't, their Reddit persona might be a little vicious right now, but they cool as crap. I've never had a bad interaction with Ratta. And like I said, if any company had a reason not to rock with me, it would be them. Because I probably talk more crap about them than anybody. But they understand that, you know, this is business. It's not personal. And on top of that, I'm not just spewing stuff out of my backside. These are real facts. And I'm just, you know, I just like making light of and making it entertaining. So let's move on. What else have we got here? Yeah, so Note Max. So the Note Max isn't released. I don't have a copy of that thing. I don't know anyone who does. I guess there were some people in the chat earlier in the stream who said that Voya might have or might be getting one of those devices before the end of the year. I still say these things ain't coming until next year, though, people. I could be wrong. And I probably am. But that's a whole different story. Oh boy. Where's my desktop? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this list here. I think we might be to the end of this list though, chat. Honestly. Oh no, we got a couple more things. I think I'll actually save a couple of these things for tomorrow's show because we've covered a lot today. Some people, oh yeah, these are just corrections from yesterday's show, you guys. So yesterday there was also talk of Manta, or not a Manta, but I said a Manta. There was talk of a Manta yesterday. A Supernote ceramic nib Lamy, above and beyond the one that I sell on rantsaboutTech.com. Get yours today. But someone made a comment that they may be coming out. Lamy may be coming out with an official ceramic nibbed Lamy. They already have one. It's called a Safari. Let's go there real quick. They already have a ceramic nibbed Lamy on the market. It's called the Safari, but it's not like the Lamy that I have. Someone brought that to my attention yesterday after the show too. That's something I can make a segment out of. Just all the Supernote. Just from all the corrections. I get a lot of corrections that people correct me on that I want to pass out or pass along. And so I wanted to show everybody this real quick. What do we got here? Yeah. Oh, Kurt. Oh boy. Indiana. All right, so they got some new pictures up here. That's cool. I was going to pins. So there is a ceramic nib Lamy on the store. It's a Safari though. It's this pin right here. It's a Safari Twin EMR pin. So it's basically an actual ballpoint pen and a ceramic nibbed stylus for the Supernote platform. It doesn't have a button though. So no button on this. It is retractable though, which I like. Has a nice little back pin on it, but it does not have a button. Has a nice little ergonomic shape too. Doesn't have a button. That's the thing here. That's the common feature. That's the commonality here. It does not have a button, and none of the ceramic nibbed Lamys or Supernote pens have a button, and that's the thing here. So I think I'm safe. If they do make them, I'll be happy that they actually make an official one. But until then, I'll keep making my ceramic nib Lamys. Until then. Oh yeah. RantsaboutTech.com. T-shirts. Buy yours today. We got ceramic nib Lamys on the site too. Check them out. Okay. So, all right, chat. I think that's gonna do it for us today. I mean, we did a lot. We covered a lot. I'm saving a couple more things for tomorrow. I'm gonna save a couple more topics for tomorrow because we're running out of time. We're hitting that 2 hour mark, and if I'm heading to this next topic, we'll be over that. And I think that'll be good to save to tomorrow. Jay, what's going on? Jay, you join us at the end of the stream. Absolutely. There you go. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining the chat today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. And for dropping the information that you guys drop. Like corrections, if I made mistakes, drop them down in the comments, throw them on the replay, and we'll cover them on the next day's show. Because I think that's an important aspect of the show to get across. Any mistakes that were made or misinformation that happened, we can clear those up and get those corrected. And so everyone's on the same page. All right, everyone. Listen, thanks for joining the show. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. Take care.